About to show these boys how we do it. You ready?
Higher, further, faster, baby.
Yes, babe.
Higher. Further. Faster. Higher. Further. Faster. Try to keep up. Woo!
What is good, YouTube? Warstu here with a video on Captain Marvel. So this will be a non-spoilery review for the Captain Marvel movie that I watched last night. So I was invited by Disney / Marvel to go watch this movie before it comes out in the cinemas worldwide on Friday, being March the 8th. So I just want to thank Disney and Marvel for letting me watch this movie early so I could review it for you guys. But don't worry, it's a non-spoiler review. The Captain Marvel ticket giveaway has finished now, and the winners would have been contacted on Instagram. So thank you very much for everyone who did actually enter the competition. But don't worry if you didn't win, we still have the Infinity Gauntlet giveaway, the Hasbro Infinity Gauntlet giveaway at the end of the month. All you have to do is subscribe to the channel, let me know down below who's your favorite superhero or supervillain. So before we get into the movie, they did something pretty cool at the screening last night. They had one of the cats that they used for Goose in the actual Captain Marvel movie. There were 4 cats, so if you wanted, you could take pictures with the cat, etc. They had a green screen and all that kind of stuff. It was pretty cool. They gave away a Captain Marvel badge pin, which was pretty cool. It was a really planned out event, started on time, ended on time. The movie didn't actually seem that long, which is always a good indication of a good movie, and it was on IMAX, so I do recommend that you watch this movie on the biggest screen possible. So I would say careful spoilers, but it's a non-spoiler review, which if you've never made a review, a non-spoiler review is actually harder to do because you can't give away much. So the movie was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Obviously, we had all the crazy kind of controversy before this movie and all the crazy plot leaks and everything, but obviously when you go to the cinema to watch a movie, you don't actually remember any of that. So this movie was very, very good, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's one of the best Marvel movies they've ever made. For a lot of factors, it's supposedly about a character who is a hero, but that's not really the vibe you get when you watch the movie. It really isn't. So the characters really sell this movie. Goose, the cat, is absolutely freaking insane. And I don't even like cats, so that is telling you a lot that the cat is insane. So essentially, it's an origin story, but it's not an origin story in the sense that it doesn't start at the start of the film. It kind of picks up when she's already become who she already is, kind of. And it's very interesting how there's back and forth flashbacks when she's trying to understand, trying to remember who she is. She's kind of got amnesia through some of it. I'm trying to do this without giving away too much. But the storyline is essentially she is a Kree hero warrior, but essentially all the Krees are heroes in Star Force. So it's not really saying, oh, she's amazing, la la la, because there's a lot of badass characters in this movie. Jude Law's character was very surprising to me. I wasn't expecting much from Jude Law, but Jude Law absolutely smashed it. So we were introduced to a young Nick Fury. This isn't a spoiler, but damn, they made him look so amazing. You got to understand, I think he's nearly 70 or just turned 70 in real life, and he barely looks 20. He looks like he's probably 25 to 30. Damn, he looks so young. So you get a funny, quirky, charismatic Nick Fury, and I always go as far to say, guys, that this is the best version of Nick Fury that we've had to date, and you get a lot of the origin story and the backstory that if you now go back and watch the other Marvel movies, you would understand a lot more about Nick Fury. Yes, you do find out how he loses his eye, and a lot of stuff online was wrong, kind of. A lot of the stuff was wrong online. So we do find out how he lost his eye, which has been one of the biggest mysteries in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. The famous, last time I lost someone, I lost an eye. Remember that conversation with Steve Rogers? yeah, you find out how he lost the eye, and it's a pretty decent one, but like I said, non-spoilers. We will talk spoilers when the movie's out. So there is a lot of characters in this movie. Obviously, we see a young Phil Coulson. Agent Coulson, he's not in it a lot, but when he is in it, he makes a big, dramatic impact. So the main star, Brie Larson, she absolutely smashed this role. I mean, perfect cast. Absolutely nailed it. The emotional scenes, the fun scenes. Yes, she does laugh. She does smile. All them scenes, she goes through all the emotions. Superheroes don't have to smile, though. We don't really see a Iron Man or Captain America being marketed on by their smile. You know how these people are moaning about her smiling? Yes, she smiles multiple times throughout this movie. She does a fantastic job in this role. Hala, the home of the Kree. I hope I said that right. But you guys always butcher me if I don't. Beautiful, beautiful place. We have never really been introduced to this place in the MCU. Correct me if I'm wrong. But very beautiful place. It was shot. The cinematography was amazing. It looks stunning to me. This is my opinion. The movie was great. But like I said, guys, I watched it in an IMAX cinema. So if you're going to watch it in a standard showcase or Odeum, it might not look as well. So if you could watch it in IMAX, guys, you will get the best experience. But I understand there's not many IMAXs in UK. I think there's a lot more in America. But yeah, go watch an IMAX. This movie is absolutely stunning. So who else in the movie? So we've got Ronan the Accuser. We get a decent backstory, and it kind of plays through to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. If you think about what actually happened in the scene, we find out the full origin of Brie Larson, Captain Marvel, Carol Danvers, and it actually makes sense. It does make sense. I know in the media there's a lot of hate that she's the strongest Avenger, but when you actually watch the movie and watch how she gains her powers, then it really does make sense how she gained her powers. And of course, like powers, there is a weakness to the power. So it does make sense how she gained power, why she gained the powers. She's a badass Air Force pilot. Can't really go into too much detail without ruining major plot points. I will be recording my full spoiler review after this, but won't be posting that till later, probably Friday or Saturday. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. The main villain of this movie, it is pretty interesting. There is a bit of a twist. A lot of people have kind of got the twist wrong, to be honest, but like I said, non-spoilers. The Skrulls are actually really interesting characters in this movie. There's a bunch of them. Obviously, we know Ben Mendelsohn's character, Talos, very interesting character. He plays Nick Fury's boss, but he stood out a mile. Really cool how the head of the Skrulls infiltrated the agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Very cool. And there is a kind of massive twist coming, which we won't get into in this review, but yeah, just watch it, guys. Absolutely fantastic. So that wasn't a spoiler, because if you watch the trailers, they've revealed all this in Empire magazine, etc. online. I'm not going over anything that hasn't been revealed already. So what is interesting is the Supreme Intelligence is played by Annette Bening. That is essentially her character, sort of, kind of, but it made sense why they showed us some clips in the TV spots, in the little clips online on the Marvel YouTube channel beforehand. It makes sense. I wouldn't say there was one bad cast in this movie. Such a well thought out through movie. But like I said, guys, without really being able to talk spoilers, you can't go into too much detail. So it's essentially an origin story for a lot of different characters. I would have liked to see a bit more of Agent Coulson. We didn't really get to see much of him. It was all based around the main storyline was based around something we've previously seen before in a different Avengers movies. Technically Easter eggs, but you know I hate the word Easter egg. But yeah, massive Easter egg in this movie for the kind of main narrative of the main story. But like I said, we're not going to be talking spoilers, so I can't really talk about spoilers. So obviously the Kree and the Skrull kind of seem to be after something, but who is good, who is bad, it's a bit unclear. So obviously we've all seen the first trailer that Captain Marvel, or Vers as they call her in this movie, she crashes down through a blockbuster building Obviously, most of them are closed down now. I'm pretty sure they've gone bankrupt. There's lots of Easter eggs, lots of Game Boys, lots of really old puns to obviously doing with the internet speed and computers taking so long to load back in the 90s. But it was a really surprising movie. I wasn't expecting it to be this good. Now, I know what some people say in the comment section, you're just a Brie Larson lover. No, far from it. The only movie I've seen her in before this is Kong Skull Island, to be honest. That's the only movie I've seen her in. She absolutely smashed it. It's such a cool story throughout. I really can't wait to talk spoilers. But in the past, I've had a bunch of people say I go to too much detail in a non-spoiler review. So I've literally told you nothing about the movie, but overall, the characters are amazing. MVP goes to Goose the cat. Such a fantastic character. Obviously, Captain Marvel herself, she's fantastic. Nick Fury, them two bounce off each other. Their chemistry is fire. They are so cool together, and I really hope in Avengers Endgame we get to see Captain Marvel and Nick Fury clash and meet each other again, because that's so cool. We find out a bit more about how Nick Fury got the pager that we seen at the end of the movie in Avengers Infinity War, where Nick Fury went to call her up, pager, send her a little cheeky page on the pager system. So we find out more about how that came about and what it was and everything. But like I said, guys, I'm really struggling to review a movie without going into spoilers because there's so much I want to talk about. But obviously, I want it to come out. I believe it's coming out Wednesday some places, Thursday, UK midnight release. Most places, America, Thursday, properly Friday. So we will do a full spoiler review on Friday night. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. I hope the comment section isn't too negative. I didn't really say anything that could be construed as a spoiler. Sorry if I did. I don't normally do non-spoiler reviews, but I didn't want to review that. I didn't want to spoil this movie, as I think it's a magical, fantastic movie. And thanks again to Disney for putting on the awesome Captain Marvel event last night. It was pretty cool. Having Goose the cat there was absolutely fantastic. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.